What's going on, guys? Shane here. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're all doing great. Today is going to be a quick video where we discuss and take a look at an optic from Atibal, and that is the SLR-1 you see sitting here. Now, the fine folks at Atibal were kind enough to send over a pretty crazy package that had a ton of their optics in it. Now, I was thinking about covering them all in this video, but I really do think that the SLR-1 deserves a video on its own. So let's not waste any more of your time. Let's get the camera over the table, take a closer look at this thing, talk about some of its specs. Let's get started. Alright, if you guys follow my channel, you know that I am a huge fan of Atibal optics. I have several of their scopes already. I have one of their micro red dots on my 9 that's in the safe. When Jamie and Atibal reached out to me to see if I wanted to check these out and share them with you guys, of course I said yes. So a huge thank you to the folks over at Atibal for hooking me up and constantly allowing me to share their stuff with you guys and get on video. Now, every optic that you see on camera here is what came in that care package, that big care package. And like I said, I'm not going to cover them all in this video, but when those videos do go live, I'll be sure to annotate it in the card in the corner. And feel free to click on that and check them out if you want to know more about each of these when those videos do go live. So again, a huge thank you to the guys over at Atibal. I really appreciate the support and allowing me to do this for you guys. So big thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Now, there is a lot to cover here on this little SLR-1, so let's start with some of the specs and get those suckers out of the way first. This sight is 3 inches in length, which is a pretty standard size when compared to other red dot offerings on the market. It weighs in at roughly 5.5 ounces, which is practically nothing. It has an objective lens diameter of 20 millimeters. It is waterproof, shockproof, has multi-coated lenses, and for those of you who know nothing about this style of red dots, it's obviously a 1 power. Now, something that's definitely worth mentioning is included with the SLR-1 is a detachable co-witness mount, which is really, really nice. That means right out of the box, you can get this thing installed and start shooting without having to spend any extra money. And lastly, one of the best things, the best features of all things Atibal is this thing comes with a lifetime warranty. So you never have to worry about this thing breaking and you being shit out of luck. They've always got your back. They've always got you covered. Now, if you're familiar with Atibal, you know that they build optics to last, and the SLR-1 is no exception. This thing has a beefy body and was even designed with protective walls around the windage and elevation dials. So you'll never have to worry about your optic being bumped out of 0 or worse, breaking one of them off and you being screwed. As you can see here, we have protection for these dials on both the front and the back of them. Speaking of dials, as you can see, we have a cap here with really nice knurling and an O-ring at the base to help make that watertight seal. Underneath the cap, we have a nice set of dials that are clearly marked and have a nice audible and tactile feel when making adjustments. On the other side of the elevation dial, we have a battery compartment here and your on, off, and brightness buttons. The battery compartment, like the windage and elevation, has great knurling around the cap and also an O-ring again to keep things sealed up. And like the windage and elevation, this requires no tools to remove the cap. Simply turn it and you're good to go. The SLR-1 does run off of a very common and readily available CR2032 and has a runtime of over 100,000 hours. Now, this is achieved with the addition of the elephant in the room, the removable solar panel here located at the top. Together, these two offer a runtime of over 11 years, which is insane. I'm sure most of you know how solar panels work, but for those of you who don't, the solar panel on top captures the ambient light and uses it to illuminate your dot. Now, the battery acts simply as a failsafe for you if you're indoors or in a low light situation where there isn't enough ambient light to power your optic. One really nice feature about the solar panel is when it's in use, it will automatically adjust the brightness of your red dot depending on the ambient light that you find yourself in. So, gone are the days of having to manually adjust your red dot, when going from indoors to outdoors or just your average light changing, you have to adjust quickly. Now, if you're one of those folks that wants to manually choose your brightness, that is still available to you while in manual mode and using these buttons here on the side. When this is in that mode, you'll have access to 8 brightness settings, 1 nighttime, and 7 daylight. As far as I can tell, this specific optic is plenty bright even for the brightest of days, so no worries there. Now, if you do turn this sucker on and forget to shut it off, don't sweat it. The SLR-1 has an automatic 1-hour shutoff when in battery mode. Obviously, if it's in solar power mode, power isn't an issue and it will remain on for as long as there's enough ambient light to do so. Speaking of your reticle, another really cool feature is the SLR-1 features a multiple dot system that allows you to choose between a 2 MOA dot and a 35 MOA circle dot. I can think of several reasons why either would be a good choice for certain situations. So now you don't have to choose before buying. You can simply pick up the SLR-1, pick one or switch between two depending on what gun you installed on or the situation you find yourself in. If you guys need to make a longer shot or be more intentional with shot placement, then that single dot is definitely a better choice. But if you're maybe in a close quarter situation, a home defense sort of thing, where a quick acquisition is more important, then that 35 MOA circle dot is the right choice for you. Now, when it comes to the cost of this thing, guys, I gotta admit, it's kind of expensive, but you're definitely getting what you pay for here. It looks like you can find this online for around 325 bucks. Now, some of you might have immediate sticker shock, but jump online and check out other multi-reticle red dots with a solar panel, and they can reach anywhere between 350 and 400 bucks. So when you compare it to other likewise red dots, this is definitely a bargain. You're getting a good bang for your buck. I almost forgot to talk about the packaging that the SLR-1 comes in. It's not often that you want to take the time to specifically talk about the packaging that your optic comes in. But as you can see here, the SLR-1 comes in a legit hard case. You know, sort of like a Condition 1. Now, I'll admit it's probably not as durable as Condition 1. It's definitely not going to be watertight. There's no O-ring seals. But when it comes to overall packaging, this is awesome. You know, you're not getting a boring cardboard box you're going to throw away. You get a legit hard plastic case. Inside that case, you have the instructions, obviously, on how to operate your SLR-1. You have the provided tools to attach the mount. You have a battery included with the optic as well, and a microfiber cloth for cleaning the lenses. As you can see, the foam is custom cut to house the SLR-1. It's just a super nice packaging. Again, something that not a lot of other people are doing, and it's something I'm going to keep and reuse. So a huge thumbs up to Atibal for thinking outside the box when it comes to packaging. I thought it might be smart to actually go over how the buttons, the battery, the solar panel, how that all works out, because there isn't a lot online talking about how that works. So again, if there's ambient light in the room or outside, the power is going to come on this thing automatically. Brightness will be automatic. You're good to go. If you want to manually adjust the brightness, you simply hit the plus button. It's going to cycle through, you know, the brightness. If you want to go down, hit the minus button. That's pretty straightforward. If you need to turn this thing off, you don't want to have it on at all, you simply press and hold the plus button for 3 seconds. Just remember, guys, when you're cycling through those 7 total brightness settings, that you're going to have 1 a night vision compatible mode and 6 daylight bright settings. Now, if you want to take advantage of that multi-dot system and cycle between the 2 MOA dot or that bigger ring, you're simply going to press the minus button and hold for 3 seconds, and it's going to cycle between your reticles, allowing you the chance to choose between the two. Alright guys, I think that about wraps it up on the Atibal SLR-1. As you guys can see, this thing is jam-packed with features. When you combine that beefy rugged body to keep it from getting damaged, that solar panel, and with that you get the automatic adjustment brightness of your reticle, you get that 100,000 hours, 11 plus years of runtime. This thing's going to last longer than probably you have your AR-15 for, and more importantly that multi-dot system that lets you choose between a singular dot or a dot and a ring. Again, this thing is a winner chicken dinner. So if you guys are in the market for a red dot, and more specifically one that has the features this has, again, this comes at a price point well under the competitors. So check it out, pick one up, you won't be disappointed. Yeah, guys, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave down in the comment box below. If you aren't subscribed, feel free to do so. We got quite a few videos coming up down the pipeline. Reached out to some companies, got some projects going. It'll be fun here in the future. And if you are subscribed already, I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. And that's it, guys. Take care, stay safe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.